Today's edition of MacVoices is supported by MacVoices Magazine, our free Flipboard magazine that brings you some of the best Mac, iPhone, and iPad productivity tips on the web. High in signal, low in noise, just like MacVoices, MacVoices Magazine includes information on how you can get more out of your Apple technology. Subscribe at macvoices.com/magazine or search for MacVoices Magazine on Flipboard. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at CES in Las Vegas. I'm here with Stan to talk about 3DRudder, a virtual reality controller that you use with your feet. I saw Stan present it at Launch It on Monday, and it was fascinating. But one thing he was right about is that you really have to try it to completely understand it. But Stan, I've tried it, and now I understand it, and it's very cool.
Great. I'm happy you liked it.
So I probably just spoiled a little. Tell us about what it is, how it works, and where the idea came from.
So it's a feet-based controller in the sense that you sit, you relax, and you rest your feet on it. And by tilting the device forward, you move forward in the game or any environment you're in your computer. This way, you can actually have your hands free and do other things with your hands, grab, shoot, you name it. The original idea comes from the world of computer-aided design. One of our co-founders is an architect, and his issue was he was constantly switching between moving with his hands in the model he was designing and doing things. And so he thought, how can I gain time by switching the movement somewhere else and to the feet? And it's what we did. Of course, it's very far from the original idea in terms of the design. It's sleek. It's very easy to use. And but the result is that indeed you discovered you can do a lot of things with your feet. They are accurate, they are precise, and on top the device is intuitive, so it's very easy.
I was surprised at how quickly I adapted to the idea of tilting it forward a little bit and move forward, tilt back, go back, left to right. And that's why I completely understood now your presentation that you really have to try it. But in, a minute, I kind of had the hang of it. Not fine motor control, but certainly good enough to get around it. And that's only a minute.
It's, people get you, young people, to give you an idea, they need 5 seconds. So
we're old, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's fascinating to see that, you get to it. And actually, the more you use it, of course, the easier it gets. And after a while, people forget about it. And we've had the case where people work with this, and they forget, they just move with it because they're focused on what they do with their hands. And so it's fascinating. It's like in real life, you walk a shop, you browse for items, you don't think that you're moving from one aisle to another. It's just natural to you.
The other thing, too, and I'm going to let you explain it, is that You've solved the question of how I go up and down vertically.
Yes.
Back, forward, left, right is kind of easy to understand, but again, it only took just a couple seconds for me to understand.
Yes, as long as you're flat, it's super intuitive and immediate. Going up and down, we have to use pressure points. So basically, you push with the front of your left foot and the back of your right foot to go up, and the opposite, the front of your right foot and the back of your left foot to go down. That's less intuitive, but it's because in real life we don't elevate ourselves. We may pray, but that's about it. And so the idea is that we had to find a way to do it, and that's the way we found. Some people are kind of surprised with that, but once again they get it, and after a while it becomes natural.
Well, and in a virtual reality world, you want that capability.
Exactly.
Obviously for games, but I can also see a lot of engineering applications where it would be nice to be able to go up and fly around a building, and so you need that. The other thing, though, that after I started to think about it, now you freed up my hands to use any other controllers for a game or anything else.
Yes, actually, the idea is we don't know which controller are going to win for the hands. We think that you'll probably take controllers that will look like what you want to have in your hands, like a gun or whatever for first-person shooter games. But also you can have controllers for engineering, manufacturing that are dedicated to what you actually are trying to achieve. And so it's going to be very interesting. We haven't seen, for the time being, maybe the Oculus Touch, it's part of the answer. We haven't seen the right answer right now on the hand side.
The other interesting thing, this is shipping now.
Yes. So you can order it on our site for $175, and we deliver in March now. So it's in production now, and we deliver very soon.
Now we're all kind of getting used to the idea of virtual reality. Does this require any kind of drivers or anything for whatever computer or software we're using?
So it's recognized by your PC as a joystick. So you can, with existing games or existing application, you can remap the input and say that you're using this as for movement. And in VR, there are games that are coming out and that will be shipped that actually recognize this as the input mechanism for movement. So
even if you don't have virtual reality yet, you can start to get a feel for it.
Exactly.
Very cool. The website where folks can go to learn more.
3DRudder.com.
Stan, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations on a cool product.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chuck.
Folks, we'll have more from CES in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.